All right, hello guys, welcome back to another Blender live stream. I'm your host Morgan Ozpin, and today, I don't really have anything special planned today. I just decided, you know what? I just woke up from my nap, and I figured, you know what? I should probably just build a church, and after some sculpting and some freaking tune shading and shit, we created I created. You guys not involved this, but I created this simple little setup here. Just as you can see, we have created a very common church pews, created a common crucifix, created I don't know cabinets, a sacrificial altar, some very ominous pillars. Very Lovecraftian, I would say, but very common. Also made some RP, and my computer just crashed. Okay. All right. So, you might be guys wondering, why the heck am I making a church all of a sudden? And did just say that your connection was down for the entire week. Well, to answer the latter question, I just want to say that it turns out my SM Bills, the people who's in charge of posting of sending the reminder to Converge saying that this guy paid the bills. Um, they I don't know, for some reason they suddenly decided to actually be uh to actually speed run their entire process and post the bill statement early to them. And uh and in just a matter of time, just yesterday, my my internet is back up just after a day of paying the late bill. So that was pretty sweet of them. So i i i I kind of uh don't believe that they will do this again. Let's just hope that I don't forget to pay the internet bill again. Um, but to answer the first question, why am I making a freaking church? Well, this is something that's gonna be a very interesting thing that's gonna come out later this year. I don't know when, but I'm thinking of releasing a horror animated short in my channel. Now, this ain't really something that's commonplace. If you guys have seen my last few animations I did, they were pretty much uh, parodies and originals. They're not really anything too serious. Like it's all pretty much, all the animations I did in the past are just all freaking comedies, I'd say. And I was kind of getting a little bit tired of the formula of writing something just for a quick gag, and I wanted to try something very very ambitious. Because I don't know, I've been watching a lot of a lot of cartoon pilots around the internet. You guys have seen like the Amazing Digital Circus. You've also seen what's it called, Murder Drones. What else is out there? This was Spooky Month. But I guess it's a sort of inspiration to this, but not quite. And I've also been watching a lot of more serious shows on Netflix, the anime stuff like this Free Ren, and also this one anime I also watched called Pluto, which is like a spin-off, I think, to a well-known anime you guys have probably heard of called Astro Boy, which is not unlike anything I've seen or expected from the IP itself. A it's a it's a spin-off that's pretty much played seriously, and I was pretty impressed by it. Um, and then of course there was also Junji Ito. Man, if you guys if you guys are gonna be watching this animated film, you would sort of see that there are a lot of inspirations to Junji Ito himself, and I wanted to. I don't. I just sort of got inspired by how how people are pretty much the playing the animation game pretty seriously recently. And I decided, you know what? I don't really I don't wanna do another Newgroundsy feeling animation. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just wanted to step up the game a bit in the way I approach the medium of animation. And I figured I had this I had this document opened up uh from when I was writing something in my mind, um like back in 2022. This project, by the way, last started back in 2022. And I've sort of forgotten about it because of events that happened that I don't want to get into because it's very personal. Um, but the thing the document I've found is pretty much a script, a horror animated movie that I estimate to be around 10 minutes long. This ain't gonna be a series, guys. It's gonna be a one-off thing, but it's gonna be a very long one, a longer animation that's gonna be much uh, different to what I've made in the past. And the reason why I haven't gotten into it, well, first off, other than the fact that there's personal stuff that happened in my life, um, is because I didn't really have the technical know-how on how to get it started. But now that I've learned a few couple of things, Blender, I have now what it takes to complete the project. I just need to be very patient and take my time with it because it's going to be, even though I pretty much made it in church, this project is not yet done because after this, I would have to start animating the everything from here on out. And in case you're wondering, guys, what's the style? Uh, it's gonna be black and white. You can see. By the way, guys, if you don't want to get spoiled by this horror animated film, you pretty much have to stop now. I'm pretty much gonna be spoiling everything here. Aside from maybe a few important details, but yeah, I'm pretty much spoiling stuff here. So if you wanna be surprised by what I'm gonna come, just go click away. But the style of my horror animation film is gonna be black and white because I'm inspired by Junji Ito. Junji Ito is just, oh my god! If you guys haven't read a one-off manga by Junji Ito, you're pretty much missing out on everything, on everything in life, basically. Um, and other than that, the thing that's gonna be very different about this film is that if you guys have seen my past animated works, you would have noticed that I sorta drifted away from the 2D style that I was previously known for in my channel for the first 5 years that was created. I was doing a lot of 2D slideshow stuff in I don't know, like freaking movie maker and shit. And I wanna bring back that style again. Uh, because for the ever since I've introduced myself to this channel, this channel back in 2022, I've been doing a lot of uh 3D toon shaded stuff in Blender. And I understand that there's like you guys like it, but I want to try something very new that sort of appeases both both the people who like 2D stuff from back in the day and the new guys in this channel who like my 3D stuff by making the environments three-dimensional but the characters two-dimensional. And that's the reason why I didn't really make the horror animated film uh, right away back in December of 2022. It's because I didn't know how to incorporate both the 2D style and the 3D style together. But then, after after looking through a bunch of tutorials online, I finally figured out the answer to my question on how to combine the 2D and the 3D style together, and that is through a very uh a very unknown thing, Blender. I don't think anyone really knows about this this part of Blender. It's called the grease pencil. I think if you guys are are Blender enthusiasts, you probably would have known uh what um grease pencil is. But give you guys just to give you freaking Blender beginners some context. Uh, freaking points no. Goddamn max. By there's this special object in Blender called the grease pencil, and back when I started this channel, I didn't really know that much about it. I heard that you can do 2D animation in Blender, but I wasn't really sure how. And that is until I stumbled upon grease pencil. Uh, just to be honest with you guys, I knew about this. Uh, oh, crashed. Okay. I knew about this object way back then, even when I started toon shading. Uh, but I didn't really know how to how to use it for my animation, and I figured that by incorporating a 3D model as a reference, I could pretty much just trace the the silhouette of a 3D model using grease pencil. Use that uh, as a building block to create a 2D character in a 3D environment. And show you guys what the what the heck I'm talking about. Pretty much grease pencil. Save my file. I don't know why it's crashing all of a sudden. Um, to turn on floor X and Y, and I need to turn on the. So this is pretty much grease pencil, guys. Um, to and work. Oh, there it is. Okay. um, and I need to turn on the. I need to get a freaking. Not showing me. Okay, so this is pretty much grease pencil, guys. You can see it is a stroke that I made in Blender, and it's very. This is pretty much the building blocks for creating a lot of my 2D characters I'll be going to be making in Blender. See, I can kind of like a GIMP actually can uh create a bunch of characters like this. Create the main character for this core anime short. a very quick sketch. That right. As you can see, I can pretty much create a bunch of drawings in Blender. And the good thing about these drawings is that I can power the 3D space in Blender. I can rotate it like that. I can even like adjust the thickness of my strokes, like in freaking my can even like sculpt mode here and actually like move my strokes around like so. I can even like change the thickness of it. So I think so. Grease Pencil in Blender is not a raster based program, more so a vector based program um where it's not really dictated by pixels but by 3D space. I think that's what how they call it. You can pretty much use this to your advantage, make some class drawings, and even animate this frame by frame using Blender's animation editor. It's pretty much the gist of it, guys. And this will be the style of the characters I'll be making for this horror animation project. Just a little preview of the power of what Grease Pencil can offer. If you guys are interested in making some toon shaded or 2.5D works, just show you a quick scene here wherein I pretty much created a cemetery. Candlewick. Here it is. I think I've shown this to you guys before. If I turn, oh shit, you guys are not. God damn it, freaking OBS sucks. All right, here we go. Okay, so here's the here's the power of freaking 3D, guys. Look at this. So let's zoom in here. That shit, that looks very ominous, right? This is a scene that I'll be putting in my horror animated film. And the way it goes is that I want the backgrounds. I go into viewport here. The backgrounds will be 3D because fuck, I don't really have any sense of perspective in my my brain right now. The backgrounds will be 3D, made of 3D materials, but the characters, if I zoom in here, they are going to be pretty much 2D doodle. Like on this is pretty much a grease pencil object. Go down here. Yep, it's a grease pencil object. Its own sets of materials. And I guess I'll also make some important details 2D. For very important stuff. And if I go into the camera mode here, you can kind of see that it sort of creates a very ominous looking effect. Yet it doesn't really yeah. There's still like a sort of focus on the characters because of how different they are to the rest of the world. And in case you're wondering, yes, these are all toon shaders made in Eevee. I pretty much I've pretty much been using the same toon shaders I've been using for my past animations. I just made it black and white and did a little bit of some texturing, like uh with these tombstones right here. And for these grass, it's pretty much just a noise texture uh, slapped into it. And this is pretty much the style, the summary of the style of my horror animated film. 3D environments, 2D characters. I do wanna. So this is gonna be like the first time I'll be using grease pencil. So with that in mind, I was debating on myself whether I can actually pull this off because I'm not really very good at recognizing in drawing characters in different angles. So for me to help with that, I kind of created a very rough drawing of a very rough 3D model of the fly himself. You can see, and I'm pretty much been using this fly model here as sort of a reference on how I would probably draw the fly in this pencil. And you can sort of see this method not really working for more complex uh, character shapes, but with the decision to use a very simple fly, I don't really think I would have any problems animating this character in grease pencil. So that's that. Oh, anyway, so let's go back to freaking Blender. I don't know. I've been talking too much. I need to create a church in Blender. So okay, so the main thing that I'm going to be doing here now is that I'm going to first create a I'm going to first finish up this church interior in Blender. Then I'm going to start making the church exterior because there's going to be one quick scene in my film wherein I would be freaking showing the church's exterior, which is going to be like around 5 seconds long. Yeah, this is like the one gripe I have with making environments this build, especially in my other animated works. Um, like if you guys have remembered like my Ben 10 animation, I pretty much modeled the entire ship under, just for it to appear in an animation for like about I don't know, like for only about 10 seconds. It's it's kind of that's kind of like the 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 very frustrating thing about making background stuff in Blender. It's only going to come out in like a few. There's going to be some environments they're going to make that may last a couple of minutes in an animation, or may last just a couple of seconds, like with the strip I've created in that Ben 10 animation, or that scene in my Donkey Kong animation wherein I showed the entire landscape of Donkey Kong Island from the volcano to the Donkey Kong hut to the little bit of the jungle. That was I think I took like like it took like 6 hours to make, and that scene only appeared for like 3 seconds. It's freaking frustrating, but it's pretty much worth it just to set the mood of the animation. But anyways, let's continue making some shaders here. I've almost done with this. Make some shaders for the chandelier and pot here. The plants, ominous plants in here. that. Just hope the Blender doesn't crash again. Why? But my computer seems. Let's do the wood. I want give me the wall shader. Pretty much working ever since I've started making this search. Different shades of gray, working with different shades of gray, and I thought that I would have less materials to work with, but look at this. With this shit, I've pretty much made like I don't know, 20, 20 different shades of gray. Surprised if I make it up to 50. Um, I'm gonna call this pot, and I need to increase the next are the plants are going to be shader firewood. Like parts the parts right here. Firewood. Going to look like um eyeballs. There's a circle here. All right, enough about me. I wanna talk about what I've been watching on. I don't know if I've told you this, guys, but I'm watching a lot of professional wrestling videos on YouTube. So there was this this jobber in WWE. I remember watching him back in 2014 called Jinder Mahal. Um, this man didn't have any right to be famous as he is today, because he was pretty much, oh yeah. So Jinder Mahal, you're right? This guy didn't have any right to have giving me any interest in the wrestling scene because he was pretty much a jobber his entire life. But then people started talking about him on Twitter, for some reason that I want to get into. So there's this other wrestling promotion, right, called AEW. I'm also a big fan of that show, uh, of that wrestling promotion because it's pretty much the reason why WWE is pretty much competent as it is in the last few years because it's already now like a new wrestling promotion block. But there was this the I think the CEO of the company Tony Khan, recently roasted the heck out of Jinder Mahal, saying that this man is pretty much, you know, a loser. He he bets that the WWE uh won't uh won't uh won't get a couple million views out of this guy. This is coming when these comments are coming at a time when Jinder Mahal just suddenly got a world title shot back in WWE. It's really it really came out of nowhere. This guy, Jinder Mahal, this man just suddenly had a world title shot, and this CEO from this other company was pretty much roasting him because the build up of this said guy to getting this world title shot felt very forced, and uh this and Tony Khan was pretty much uh bragging about how much of a better show WWE as compared to a better show AEW as compared to WWE, which is a company where the wrestling promotion where freaking Jinder Mahal is. And so so at a time like this, I thought that, you know, that 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 people would not really think a lot about the CEO's comments, but this CEO was just so toxic that that people started siding with Jinder, right? Because this guy was roasting him so hard that that people started to think of Jinder as the underdog. Now, keep in mind, this guy's Jinder has been like a jobber all his life, meaning that he hasn't really been in the hasn't really been doing anything important for the past couple of um years, aside from maybe another forced world title shot, which I won't really get into back in 2018. Um, but the internet pretty much sided with Jinder overnight because he was he was pretty much the underdog to this to this guy's roasts, and they're pretty much siding with him. And what was supposed to be just another side hustle match for the world champion at the time, Seth Rollins, turned into this very hype main event where people are just pretty much. I saw like the fight on YouTube, and I could see like the crowd pretty much standing at the edge of their seats because they really want Jinder to win and prove this man wrong. Um, all because the guy is was pretty much the underdog to this Twitter feud they had. Just as a spoiler alert, the guy didn't win. Jinder Mahal didn't win the World Heavyweight Championship, but man, now, now after looking at the feud, I really want Jinder to win the World Heavyweight the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title, just because of all the heat that he sparked on Twitter. So with this, and different, but this will call this suffix sign material. I guess you probably get into professional wrestling. It's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun entertainment, I guess. call it. I don't really call it sports because the rumors are true. It's pretty much all scripted and shit. But the freaking the pains they have to go for are pretty much real, and the fact that it's fake means that this doesn't really the fact that it's fake uh doesn't really make it more boring to me. Particular, it just means that that instead of thinking of wrestling as a competitive sport, you should think of more of it as like a play, a sort of theatrical play happening right in front of you guys. Because it's pretty much all scripted, and that means like the writers behind the scenes have a chance to create a lot of these freaking. I mean, the writers behind the scenes have a chance to express their creativity and create these very well crafted stories between two wrestlers. If you guys are want to get into, if you guys are not, if you guys want to experience the highlight of what professional wrestling really is, go search up the feud between CM Punk and Maxwell Jacob Friedman over at AEW. That's pretty much the. I watched that. I watched a documentary of it on YouTube, and I agree with the comments below that documentary. It's that was pretty much the pinnacle of world wrestling of what wrestling can offer as a medium of entertainment. Right? I what did I write here? Guys, any suggestions? What will I write on this sign? Don't wanna go all game theory on this and put a lot of thought onto every detail I put this horror animated film. I feel like that once I release this, there's gonna be probably gonna be a lot of game theorists, film theorists out there that might speculate on this film. I just want to say, not every detail is going to be well thought out. Let's call this mouse. Yeah, let's write mouse on this sign. MAUS. But very simple. So it's gonna be very speculative, based on the script I just made for this. But I don't want people to think that I put a lot of thinking in how on the fine details of this animation. All this. Okay, this shadow is not showing off the loaded. Okay, this is weird. I haven't seen before. That the if I zoom out from this sign, it kind of see it kind of creates a it makes the pixels of the texture much more. If I zoom in, it pretty much becomes thinner. Oh, I guess there's something to do. Okay, so that's the fix. On to the chandelier. Let's get flame. Oh, and fill that zero. Apply some freaking materials here. And I need okay, call it materials dot zero. Okay, I need to create. So all So right, just like that, we created a freaking church. And I'm like, oh, oh, I've been streaming an hour. Fuck. Okay. All right, pretty much done with this. Thought about resting a few minutes back, but I guess um pretty much forgot about that. Okay, 60. And there we go. Fix everything here. By the way, by the way, guys, there's a cool thing happening in the roof right here. Pretty much plugged up a noise texture to the texture coordinates of the roof here. Yeah, so I plugged a noise texture here. Have the W value play every frame divided by 1000, and I combined this noise texture to a texture coordinate node. And if we can affect this, looks pretty magnificent. Look at this. If I press play, create this very surreal look on the on the on the top here. I even painted a bunch of shadows here of some caterpillars and some mosquitoes, I think, some bugs. Sort of sell the ominous feeling of this church. Pretty sweet if you think about it. But anyways, that's pretty much this church interior. All right, let's actually do something with in this live stream rather than pick some freaking materials and make the church's exterior. So I'm not gonna be using this same setup here because I would just want this to be its own thing. So I create a new project in Blender. Save this. I need that font. Just make a copy of it. All right, can work with. Now this is movie. So I'm gonna use this floor pattern, plain as a sort of idea how big I want this church to be. Get the walls. Put up, pop up a sunlight. All right, change the exterior more planky outside. Or guys seeing this? Why is my viewport? Huh? What? I'm in a constant state of being orthographic mode. Change that. Focal length? No, it's not. Also like that when I. Ah, what? Shit, what's happening? Cannot zoom in. Okay, hold on. This is bugging me out. Hey, dude, let me stop. Could I tell you something that's been going on with my VTuber avatar? So export it as an VRM with a Mixamo rig. Is that fine? So many avatars. Avatars arms go in there when I. Okay. Okay. First off, I don't think Mixamo's rigs are, or at least the. Okay, I think the problem with using a Mixamo rig, man, is because the you see when you use the rig, it also comes with the animation linked to it. So um, when you use the rig, you're not only exporting the model that you just created, you're also exporting the animations with meaning that meaning that once you I think export it to VC face, it's going to be flinging around. I mean, if you exported a Mixamo, although Mixamo is not that bad. Hold on, because I know that with Mixamo, it also comes with some animation stuff that you probably want to delete in Blender. So I figure if you're gonna use a Mixamo rig, there has to be like an option to just export it as a T pose. Yeah, yeah. Just need to get the character to T pose, and then and if it has any animations, just go delete it because it's going to freaking mess your avatar up. You know, it kind of sucks. Um, so yeah, just go delete the animations in Blender. I think it comes in the form of keyframes or maybe shape keys. Hold on. Uh, nah, man. I don't wanna. Yeah, I don't wanna send you any contact information. I'm very private when it comes to my 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 accounts. Um, but just to help you out, if you guys if you see any if you see any shape keys in your animation rig, or maybe even some what's it called, some keyframes in your dope sheet or I think timeline, you should probably delete that. It should be as empty as this. And as for your shape keys, just delete the ones that you haven't created yet. You haven't created on your own, because that would probably mess it up. And finally, once you export it as a OBJ, I think OBJ, right? um, gotta be OBJ or FBX. I know there's like an option here to Yeah, make sure export animation is turned off because that's gonna probably mess your mess something up um with your model. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just get rid of any keyframes, get rid of any shape you haven't created on your own, and make sure to hold on. Okay, is this showing? If I go to export .obj, let me just pull up the uh, screen right here. Can't see it. Can't see it. But there's this option in the file viewer. Um, you go to the file viewer. There's like an animation portion when you export it as a OBJ. Just make sure the export checkbox is turned off. It's not. There's no like checkbox into it. You go to the animation. You scroll down. There's this bunch of settings. If you open the Blender file view after clicking export OBJ, there are a bunch of options here. If you scroll down to the very bottom, there's this category of settings here called animation. Just make sure export animation is turned off, and I think that's gonna fix it. I guess. Um, but if it still happens, the whole flailing of your arms, that could probably be there's probably something wrong with how you rig your character. I think you use Mixamo, right? Mixamo is pretty nice, pretty good, uh, pretty good, make pretty good rigs. Um, hmm. If it still flails around, you might have to fix something with the weight paint of your character model. So yeah, pretty much it. Hold on, I need to goddamn. Hold on, I need to fix this. Blender is in constant orthographic mode. Oh, oh, here we go. Okay, finally it's fixed. Graphic mode sucks. Okay. Like, get rid of layers. Uh, I rigged it. It broke my model's fingers. If it still exists, you should probably just make the rig on your own. I mean, my character, the character you're seeing right now, it's pretty much made with a rig that I've created on my own. um, I don't really. I mean, Mixamo is pretty nice, but if you're going for if your character has some very special features to it, like say for example, your arms are a bit lower than it should be in a regular human model. I don't think Mixamo is the right place for you to find a rig for your VTuber model. You probably just need to make one on your own. Like for example, my the wizard model you're seeing right now, it's not made using Mixamo because the hat my hat actually has bones in it. Believe it or not. The reason why it has some bones in it is because I'm able to I move my head. You can kind of see it sort of flails around. The reason why it does that is because I pretty much created a few special set of bones on my head. Hence why it's able to move like that smoothly. If I were to use a regular human rig in Mixamo, it probably wouldn't achieve the same effect, and it would probably lag my model actually. It would probably not even detect the my hat at all. So if I were to use the rig in Mixamo, it um would probably um it'd probably be stuck to one place, and if I were to move my head with a Mixamo rig, it would probably be stuck in one place while my head is pretty much stretching my hat everywhere. Hard to rig. Hard to rig. Uh, kind of depends on your model. If your model does is just one, um, actually that's a very tough question. Is it hard to learn how to rig? No, you can pretty much understand the concepts of rigging in just a few minutes. My opinion, but it does take some time. It does take some time to rig a character, depending on how many meshes you have. Um, if your character has separate clothing, like mine, yeah, you might expect to be rigging for a couple of. I guess in the VTuber model I did, it took like I think 2 hours to rig. I don't know if that's long for you guys or not, but just so you know, with Blender, it has an automatic uh, it has an automatic rigging option, so you can just set up the bones in Blender. Just 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 trace your character's outline with the bones, and then you can pretty much toggle this option in Blender if you I think if you select the mesh of your character, then the rig, then you control P. They'll give you the option to just automatically rig based on how near a certain area of your mesh is to uh, a certain area of your mesh is to a specific bone. So that's that will make um your character much easier to rig. In fact, I think that's the same uh, automatic option I use to make the plant model. If you come from that from the art of making 3D feature models video I made. Blender Animator, which is better? I have no experience with Animator. What is that? See, it's just based on experience, guys. Just type in what Animator is. Oh, Animator is a freeware OpenGL based 3D modeling and animation program by R. Lingo. What what is this? How did you find this? It's like some kind of like I'm looking at some previous previews of Animator here and giving me a lot of outdated vibes. Like I'm seeing what is this? Hold on, let me just uh pull up pull up what's it my, my Chrome here. Okay, I feel like if you create this kind of meme, yeah, here. Yeah, okay, okay, that makes much sense. All these basics, okay, that's complete no for me. Now that you pointed that out, okay, you know that animator is, you know why I think now animator is probably the worst option for you. It's probably because of this meme. Probably because someone made this meme, and if I know about memes, it pretty much means that this guy is being sarcastic. And yeah, I don't think animator is for you, man. It's I'm looking at all the models here. It's very outdated, and makes me think that probably the the models you created in animator are probably using code that is generations uh beyond what what the what the what Blender and Unity are using. Dude, just get a more recent software, like at least a software that's being updated recently, like Blender or I don't know, like 3ds Max or something. This ain't I don't think that's gonna cut it if you're gonna make a a model, the animator. All right. Anyways, let's go back to making this model. I apologize. I apologize, guys, if this stream is all over the place. I wasn't expecting to have the chance to stream today because I thought my internet connection would be down for knows how long. But it turns out I have enough time to stream. Ooh. Probably learn Blender, man. It's a much easier. I would like to think that's much easier to get into Blender now than it is before. Um, You have people like the Blender Guru to help you out and understanding the basics of 3D modeling in Blender. Even much more helpful people in the Blender community than ever before. We got Sawan Shoddy, we got Ian Hubert, we got Captain Disillusion even, which not really a Blender Guru person, but he does make the process of 3D modeling in Blender much more entertaining. You guys have seen his Blender conference talks. They're pretty much very funny and very entertaining to watch. um, and heck, it can even get you into learning more about Blender. I wanted to move to Blender for a long time now, but animators for beginners I've seen. It's simple. Yeah, but again, but I don't think that's a good reason because heck, I started. I pretty much gave that same reason back then when I was pretty much animating in Microsoft Movie Make in my in Microsoft Paint, man. Um, yeah, it's simple, but it's not gonna get you um, anywhere in life just because it's just too simple. I'd say. um, Moving away from a modeling app that feels kind of like home to you, kind of like a big step. Yeah, I understand, man. Just to give you some a history lesson on the history of my channel. I used to animate using Windows Movie Maker and Microsoft Paint. like those were the beginnings of my channel where I was pretty much making 2D animations using a crudely drawn stickman I made in in 2016. But you slowly come to realize that um you slowly kind of come to realize that you should probably just like move on to a better software. Maybe not to a well known and bigger leap uh like a Blender, but maybe like just do like for example like me when I transitioned away from Microsoft Paint and Windows Movie Maker. I didn't really hop into another big program like Photoshop or Adobe Premiere Pro as like what other people are doing. Because that's too much of a big leap and costs money. So what I did was pretty much search up online on some free alternatives, and I came up with freaking GIMP and Lightworks as my next transition point. um, and, after switching softwares like I don't know, uh, like thrice already. Hold on, where's my character still? I kind of come to realize that that the transition from one software to another, it's pretty much inevitable that you're going to come across some some stuff that you may not get at first because maybe you're just not watching the right tutorial or something. Like even me, I'm still having some trouble pretty much figuring out this figuring out Unity as a program. because of all the coding bullshit I need to freaking learn. But I kind of got. You kind of just need to get used to not not knowing what's the you just need to kind of get used to not knowing everything at the start, and yeah, in the end you're going to pretty much learn stuff anyways. But maybe Blender couldn't, then what, couldn't be something good to switch to. That's pretty good, man. I mean, it kind of depends on what you're into. If you're into making just VTuber models, yeah, Blender is pretty much a good free alternative to that. Um, but if you are into more so games, I guess because I noticed that animators used to make all these basics. Um, Want to make games? Blender is probably not that program because it doesn't really give you the option to make games. Although we used to once have a Blender game engine, but not anymore. Want to make games? You should probably learn Unity. That's it. Unity is like Unity is pretty much the go-to for making. I don't like character. Why is it not working? So yeah, my advice to you: just freaking. I suggest that just don't give up. You're it's just if you feel like you want to stop, just yeah, you can do that. But you know, always it's always good to like just figure out just to come back every now and then to you know see what's new, and you can um get used to uh not knowing stuff. You can kind of see that I'm having trouble giving you some good advice. Yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much my best advice I can give to problem. Um, get rid of- I want to make a VTuber. Okay, so I got to a coding camp that slowly moves up to from block mode to have code to make help me make. Oh, nice. I want to make a VTuber model and a game. Hmm. When putting my pixel model in any place that allows model to call. Speak of Beauty, I do have my model in there also to make a best avatar. Wow. Hmm. I think for a person like you who likes to make both VTuber models and game, I think the easier option is to first focus on making one thing first. And I think the easier option here is to focus first on making VTuber models because I pretty much made this model without any coding knowledge whatsoever. And it didn't really require me that much about freaking what's it called? C sharp. That's the coding language for Unity, right? Yeah, I suggest you probably have to get into 3D tuber models first, I think. I mean, it kind of depends on the person what they're good at. Um, if you are good at making good great ass art, or if you're just interested in art in general, you'd have a very fun time making VTuber models. But if you're into coding and stuff, I think making games with Unity would be a good option. Because I think a reason why people would drop a software is not because they think it's hard, but really because they think they don't really have any interest or any idea on what they want to make with the program. Like based on my experience, the reason why I didn't really get uh into Unity at first glance was because I wasn't really interested or had any idea on how to make a game. I've pretty much been a what's it called? I've pretty much been like my parents are pretty much what's it called? Like my parents didn't really like me playing games when I was a kid, so I didn't really develop a liking to creating games. That's why I didn't really get into Unity at first. And it's also the reason why I guess I got into Blender more often because I didn't grow up with games, but I did grow up watching uh, animations in Blender, 3D animations, and just animation in general. Like I grew up with Pixar and shit like that, and I guess that's why I kind of gravitated, kind of didn't really get the same effect as what others have experienced when they uh, used Blender for the first time. And confused shit. Me, I just think that Blender is just another like Blender is just a video game for me. I guess it's because I'm doing something that I like, and it just means that when I finally get into hard parts, I don't think, oh, this is hard. I think, yo, this is a challenge. Just the goal, like a good goal for me to climb up. When I finally get reach the goal, like I want to get satisfied and shit. One, it's very big, and second, Java code. It sounds cool. Yeah, VTube models sound good. I literally have model in the app, but one, it's very big, and secondary is just scuffed. Another is for me storage. Man will get tired of me telling them how animation is made. Yeah, I feel you, man. You know, when I was think of friends not not being interested in your hobbies or in the animation general in particular. You know, I was once tasked with a with a what's it called? I was first tasked with an assignment in my college to interview a bunch of strangers in the college campus that I was in. And one of the assignments were to or just make friends by just interviewing a bunch of people, ask them questions and shit like that. And I was like, okay, what can I sort of ask strangers at the campus? And I thought, you know what, I should probably ask them what their favorite animated movie is. And when I asked some of these students in campus about what their favorite animated movie is, I can sort of feel this this sort of wave of disgust when they hear me talk uh about when they hear me say that ask the question. I mean, not really disgust, but sort of a bit surprised and like, oh, you still watch animation? And I'm like pretty hurt by that. Like, oh, come on, man! Hey, you guys are into art, right? Animation. You guys have a childhood, right? Well, yeah, it was pretty was pretty I was pretty bummed out by that. Fact that I'm pretty much the only person who appreciates animation as a medium. Uh, just hope that the next generation of people may finally understand what animation is really about. It's been an interesting thing to me how the body would. Hey, no, right? It's like especially hands, man. Hands are a fucking pain, a freaking pain in the ass to animate. Even in 3D, when you finally have a good idea of how hands look like in all three dimensions, freaking rigging a hand is pretty much still takes a lot of time, um, and effort because of how close the fingers are to each other. That automatic rigging option in Blender just sort of fumbles a bit. All that shit. It's pretty interesting. I'm going nowhere with this church. What the heck? Hold on, guys. I need to focus on. Okay. Just work on the exterior of this, on the shading. Alright, guys. I appreciate the support for my music that I made in LMS. Got like 100 views in just a couple of hours after it's guys do. You switch back to the way I made a church. A new viewer of mine. It's pretty creepy. Making an animated short with this church, and I'm not going back on that decision. The crap happened. Really hurt to see when it did not export. Oh, I never rig an animator again. This one. Oh, this one. Yeah, and that's the reason why we have there's a reason why we have better. That's why you don't use outdated softwares like Animator. Like it works for what the like with if you use outdated software, man, it's gonna lag and have a lot of bugs because no one's been fixing it since I don't know 1989 or something. They got some freaking hey, take this down here. Open up. Have this called the okay. All right, something's wrong with my model. I'm gonna have to switch to another thing here. I know. Oh, oh, it's not upgrade the fire. Uh, a grass, real grass. Guess the F look like now. Delete that. Mission shader. Voice text. A color ramp. Oh shoot! Oh god, what the heck? Ah, yeah, something's wrong with my tracking controls. I don't know what. Shadow. Go. Pass. Copy this. Airplane. Okay. Guys, I think I need to end the live stream right now. I think my computer is eating. Because I'm hearing the fan pretty much here. So I'm going to check on my computer first, guys, and um, things don't work out. I probably won't streaming in the that I'm planning to stream in the next couple of days, guys. I'm actually gonna have a vacation with my family on the weekend, Friday till Sunday, and so I'll not be streaming till probably Monday. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I apologize if things are a bit much slower than usual. Um, oh, um, I was kind of busy talking to you guys now more often since now I pretty much have a bigger following than ever. So thank you so much for participating and uh, chatting in the chat box, guys. If it would that would slow down my Blender live stream, my Blender stuff. I still appreciate the fact that you guys come and ask your questions. Be free to leave your questions in the chat box, guys. I'm happy to help, though I won't don't start requesting me to do stuff for you in your softwares, your Blender software, because I don't really have the time uh to do that. So I can probably just send you guys some quick advice on what you can do to mitigate your problems. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll go read a book. Bye bye.